Hey, today I'm going to be sharing my technology with you on this video. The video will hopefully explain how auxiliary and Bluetooth mixed with HDMI devices can be fun to set up. But before we start, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Austin. I'm autistic, diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome since I was 15, and I wanted to start this YouTube channel to hopefully give you a little more perspective on people with autism and how their views are different. Anyway, today I'm going to set up some devices, and later on I'll be doing some video game reviews and hopefully enjoy. Anyway, let's get started. Alright, before we start, here's an auxiliary male end. It's basically like a headphone jack. Anyway, auxiliary cables usually have two of the same on each end, and then HDMI cables usually have two ends that look exactly like this. They plug into like a DVD player, a computer, PlayStation, pretty much all the new HD devices. Anyway, that being said, let me dive into some of the other things you'd need for what I'm setting up. So aside from TVs, speakers, and Bluetooth devices and stuff, I don't have any smart TVs, so I've learned how to work with that. So you may be asking, how do you set up a Bluetooth TV without Bluetooth compatibility? Well, off of Amazon, you can get this. I don't know all the different places you can get these devices, but that's where I got this. It's a Bluetooth transmitter receiver, and it's got features for an A and B slot, so you can connect two devices to it at the same time. So if you wanted a speaker, two speakers, you wanted headphones and a speaker, two sets of headphones, kick back, relax, you can connect them. And then it's also a receiver, so you can also plug in your phone audio into your TVs as well with this. And like most devices, it takes a USB B drive. Um, So we got the cables here for that. Next thing you're gonna need is what I'm hooking up anyway, is an HDMI splitter switcher. Looks like this. I got this off of Wish. One of the things that they've gotten right on my orders. Anyway, it has one output. Well, yeah, it has one output, and the output's basically, the device connects to an input and it projects through an output with a splitter switcher. And it's got five different inputs, so I could plug in my Google Chromecast, my laptop. I can also plug in my PS4 all at the same time, and I got a remote for that too. So I've got five different channels I can put it on. And then next thing you're going to need is an HDMI broadcast splitter. I got this off of Amazon as well. And this allows me, as one input and four outputs. So basically, the input is basically the device in this case. So it's like the reverse. So the input allows me to use my splitter switcher and plug all those devices in through one input on the broadcast splitter. And then it outputs into four different. So the outputs are designed for what they're projecting on. So for example, if you wanted to display a PS4 on four TVs for whatever reason, you can do that. And that's what this is for. And then also, like I brought up probably a few times, is Google Chromecast. The first game I'm going to be using is on my phone. I'm using an emulator. I'll be using emulators. I'll get into that later. But anyway, I'll be connecting it to my TV through this device. It's a Google Chromecast device, which I'll explain more how that works later on as well. Um, anyway, I also got some Bluetooth speakers. I've got some headphones, and I've got three TVs. And, as you can tell, I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy. Part of being autistic, I have kind of my set select things I'm into, and that's probably my game of choice. And anyway, as you can see, I got a TV in the background. So anyway, I will start setting up. Alright, here's what it looks like after everything's plugged in. As you can see, I got multiple devices. I got 2 devices hooked up. And I got my Bluetooth, A and B. And if you follow this cord, this HDMI cord right here connects over here. And then I've got it connected, as you can see, to 3 TVs. So both the devices are connected to 3 TVs, and those follow up. And that's my projected TVs on Google Chromecast, as you can see. Now with my remotes, you go back in here. If I were to turn on like my PS4, for example, and there we have it.